College Department of Management Studies. I extend a very sincere warm welcome to all of you present here for this short-term training program on emotional intelligence for teaching staffs in enhancing efficiency of students. First of all, I would like to thank you all for the successful completion of our phase one, which was about the introduction of emotional intelligence and understanding classroom efficiency. Because without your support, it would have not happened. So I hope you would have benefited from the session too. Coming to our today's program, it is phase two, which is about understanding dimensions of emotional intelligence and interpreting it in classroom teaching. We are having a wonderful speakers for this session too. So today, amidst us, we have Professor Mainuddin Chowdhury sir, President, CEO, Society for Leadership, Skill Development, Chief Patron, EI Activist, and Practitioner, SLST, School of Emotional Intelligence, to discuss about the dimensions of emotional intelligence. So now I would like to call upon our head of the department, Dr. Priyadarshini, to introduce our speaker. Over to you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you, Kavita. So I once again extend a warm welcome to all the participants who have joined us for the phase two. And I extend a special welcome to the speaker of the day, Professor Chowdhury sir from Dhaka. Thank you, sir, for joining in the midst of your busy schedule. I take really a privilege and I'm really proud to introduce him. So it is a sir has a very extended profile, but I have taken a very short of it. Let me take the privilege in introducing Professor Chowdhury sir. So he has different phases. So first, he is a passionate human resource development expert with special focus on emotional intelligence. And he has an expert on business communication, leadership, management skills, and competency-based training, and other core soft skills. He has been the guest speaker for Institute of Business Administration, University of Dhaka, and he's a guest faculty for BCS sorry.
Yes, ma'am. Now,
I think you have lost the connection there.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hope so, sir. We'll
Okay,
check, sir. We'll check 1 minute, sir.
sure, sure.
Kindly, please, sir. I think, ma'am, would have. Yes, ma'am.
Sorry. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Now
Yes.
we can hear.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, kindly excuse me, sir.
It's okay.
Yes, sir. So, sorry for the technical error. And I think I'm given an opportunity again to start your introduction. So, thank you, participants, for being with me. And I take a privilege in introducing Sir right from the beginning. So Professor Chaudhary sir is a passionate human resource development expert with a special focus on emotional intelligence. And he's known for his effective business communication, leadership, and management skills, competency-based training, and other core soft skill. He's a guest speaker for Institute of Business Administration, University of Dhaka, and he's a guest faculty for BCS Officer of Different Cadres for Bangladesh Academy for Rural Development and ICMAB. And he has earned his MA with BA in English from University of Dhaka with postgraduate diploma in human resources and HRD from ABP UK. He is a certified L&D professional from AON Hubert Learning Center UK and PPA practitioner by Thomas International UK. He has served more than, to his credit, 150 local and global organizations, including ILO as HRD consultant. He is a professor adjunct at Bangladesh University of Professionals since 2016. And adding a feather, and one of the remarkable thing is he heads his own brainchild organization, that is Society for Leadership Skill Development, as president and CEO. And it has its wing called SLSD, School of Emotional Intelligence, where he is a chief patron, activist, and researcher of EI. He is also the founder director of FBHRO, which is the Federation of Bangladesh Human Resource Organization. He served as a convention secretary last year with FBHRO, and this year he is acting as a convention chair for National HRE Convention 2020, which was a very successful program. I was following up it in Facebook, sir. It was, you have done a very remarkable show in that. And he's a writer of the book titled The Art and Science of Presentation Skills. And also he has another book on his way, that is a book on emotional intelligence, which is to be published in the year of 2020 in the December in Bangladesh. So he has different phases, and he's a very down-to-earth personality. And I have attended few of his session. He's a resource person for many programs which is conducted for faculty, students, and also for industry experts. But he was very kind enough when we approached him for this session. So it shows his love for EI, and I believe that no other person will be as suitable for this phase one introduction session. And thank you, sir. Thank you for joining with us, and kindly excuse me for the interruptions due to technical issues. Over to you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. So kind of you. First thing first, a very happy morning from Dhaka, Bangladesh. I'm really honored and privileged for the invitation and especially for being part of this wonderful journey of learning, especially when it is about emotional intelligence. And I'm so happy that I can see already more than 50 people are joining, and you could make it despite you had your classes and other activities. So learning is a never-ending process, and as a teacher, we are the main example, the model of this learning process. So we tell our students to learn everything, and before we tell them, we learn, and we continuously learn and enrich people's life. So thank you very much for being with me, and I'm really happy to be part of this. So I'm going to start the presentation. It's not a presentation, it's a kind of interaction actually, I must say, because I will talk about some basic aspects of emotional intelligence, which I believe you have already got a very clear idea about emotional intelligence and how we can connect with the teaching aspect, how we can make it a very particular focus for effective teaching. This is what I will be covering for the first session. And for the second session, I will really love you to join in discovering your way of, understanding emotional intelligence and your way of applying it in your place or in your perspective. So let me start with a very simple interaction, and then we can gradually actually proceed further. So from time to time, I will ask you to interact with me, and you can actually uh, put your remarks and comments in the chat box. So by any chance, because of the bandwidth, if I lose my connection, I'll come back. So that is part of our emotion during this artificial intelligence. So let's start. So my journey, as I'm going to say, who am I and why I'm here actually to talk about emotional intelligence. When the first, in probably 1996 actually, Daniel Goleman published his book, and you've already heard about him, the modern father of emotional intelligence. And I probably received this book in 2000 after 4 years. Emotional intelligence, why it can matter more than IQ. And then after a few years, I received this book, another book, Daniel Goleman's Working with Emotional Intelligence, later on Emotional Intelligence 2.0. So I became sort of passionate. I mean, I couldn't understand the power of emotion, because this is the fuel of a human being with which a person can change the whole world. And first thing first, he can change himself or herself first. Then automatically other things become different. So since then, I started, you can say, falling in love with this particular topic. And later on, I decided that I should publish a book for my country. And in December, I'm going to publish a book in Bangla for my community, for them to understand. In fact, the books on emotional intelligence are really complicated in foreign language. Sometimes it's good because if you're really deeper into it. Otherwise, to understand the sequence, the chronology, it becomes sometimes confusing and ambiguous. But of course, it is very crystal clear when you are deeper into it. And you will already know that it is all about the connection between our brain and our heart, our passion, mind, so many things. So the process itself is a complex process, but you can make it simple if you take one route, one focus, and you really, continue to enrich your mental faculty with a piece of information, step by step, piece by piece. So this is the book which is going to be published in December, and I'd love to share with you say happy news and good news. And as Dr. Priyadarshini already mentioned, I have another book called The Art and Science of Present Skill. As a teacher, I feel the importance of presentation skill. I mean, other than any other professionals, I hope you all will agree with me. And when I started, practicing understanding emotional intelligence, I was invited by the Institute of Cost Management Accountants of Bangladesh. They asked me for a learning program on leadership. Then I said, well, why not combining leadership with emotion? So this is the title, the name of my first training program on emotional intelligence, first learning program, where I put all my emotions. And the title was Leadership Excellence with Emotional Intelligence. And it became very popular. And since then, a lot of corporate organizations ask me this program for their people and for their, people's development. And it was wonderful. And in Bangladesh, for the first time, I designed a course online for basic EI certification, and it's called Emotional Intelligence, and it's available online. If you go to www.thrivingskill.com, this is the collaboration between my organization, Society for Leadership Skills Development, and another organization is called Tribing Skill. So this is for the first time in Bangladesh. I designed and delivered an online course. It's a recorded program, but very self-explanatory. Anyone can join from any part of the world. And because of the pandemic, it's a huge discount. You can see 90% discount for the people who can join. So, and I have already more than 100 people joining there, and already 25 people were graduated from this course. So that's how I became actually passionate about emotional intelligence. I claim myself as an activist, as a supporter for emotional intelligence. So I have the organization called Society for Leadership Skills Development, where people can join for learning opportunities, social, professional network, opportunity to improve their leadership with their own ideas, free coaching from successful. We have a series of a list of successful coaches, and they can also improve their English language as an international language. You can understand the importance of English. So they have a club like Toastmaster, and they can interact with each other and improve their English proficiency. Now, let me start with today's session with you. I really want to hear from you. I'd like to think about a teacher of yours you admire most. Okay. I really want you to write 3 words as reasons for your admiration in the chat box. For example, I can remember my teacher right now. I always remember him. There are many, of course. Right now, I remember one. And for whom I have this admiration as a reason I can show you these 2 words: caring, kind, inspiring. So can you, my dear experts of different subjects, my dear honorable teachers who are changing the whole world, can you think of your teacher, one teacher you admire most right now, and write 3 words for them, for him or her, the way I have written here? I'm waiting. So 1 minute for your interaction. I'm waiting for interaction, for your interaction. Can you write 3 words for the teacher you admire most? 1 minute, so I'm waiting for your response in the chat box. Let me look at some of their responses. Thirty seconds have passed. Okay. Last 10 seconds. Yes. K. Nitais, thank you very much. Understanding subject knowledge role model. Wonderful. I want more responses. Okay. Supportive, motivating, way of teaching, mentoring, caring. Wonderful. Okay. 3 particular words or adjectives we can talk about that will actually give reasons, give us the reasons for your teacher of your own admiration. Okay. Anything else? Any other? Yes, passion, sincerity, dedication. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm also looking for some other, responses, some more responses from you. Yes. Think about your teacher you admire most with 3 words. And you can see in my slide, it's caring, kind, and inspiring. student oriented, caring, intellectual. Okay, all right. Communications, inspiring. Yes, excellent. Friendly attitude, no partiality. It means impartial way of teaching, pedagogy or teaching methodology. Caring, supportive. Okay, empathetical. Yes, empathy. Okay, empathetical approach. Okay, wonderful. Okay, thank you. Thank you who really took the trouble to respond to my. Thank you very much. I'm grateful. Yes, if you look at this, you see one thing very common. Each word is positive. Each word really admires each person. It's not only the teacher you admire most, but it brings, good energy. It brings good feelings. And you feel good, or of course, the person you talk about will feel the same. Now, emotion in teaching, we can see, if you remember back to your studentship or your when you were two variations, two ways, two types of teachers, right? One teacher who would talk to you, who would listen to you, or another type of teacher with different mood, but with focused concentration for your learning, right? What does a teacher do? A teacher does the transmission of knowledge from his brain to the brain of his or her students. Do you agree? It's a huge task. I mean, it's like the knowledge of the book transferring from one person to another person. And so many things are involved. What does a student want from us when we are a teacher in the classroom or in any institute? Can you give me in one sentence, one answer? What does a student want from us? Can anyone? One response will make the difference. Anyone? What does a student, what does this want from a teacher? That's my question. What does he want? Or what does she want as a student? Impart knowledge. That is our part. But what does he want? What does she want? We, of course, impart knowledge. But what does he want? Mold him. That's better. What else? Encouragement. And yes. I would really like to, Anita Rola. Thank you very much, Anita Rola. I'd like to, I'm not sure whether you have the appreciation sign with you. Can you give a clap, electronic clap for Anita Rola? Yeah, really, a student, whether he is a brilliant student or he is not a brilliant student, he or she wants your encouragement and your support. They need help because after parents, we are their second parents, believe it or not, because we show them something different than what they have already experienced. That's why they need knowledge, of course, but they need support, encouragement, help, understand technologies. For example, in marketing, we talk about feature of a product. A customer does not bother for a feature. A customer bothers for what's in it for me. What do I get in exchange of the money I give to the company? right? So as a student, he or she wants support, encouragement. If he is making mistake, if she is making mistake, tell him, but with support and encouragement. Instead of saying, you are the different down, we can say, well, it's a good try. Can you try this way, or can you make it happen different? Can you try it again? That words will make the difference, of course. Thank you, Anita Rola. Yes, student wants support and encouragement from us. You are very correct. That makes that particular characteristic makes us great teachers, because great teachers make students dream great, dream big. Okay. Now, I'd like to talk a bit about emotion. What is emotion? And I see it's very simple. You see, emotions are like seasons. They're always in the background. We can use them to our advantage, right? Suppose you have briefed one particular topic in the classroom. And what do? After briefing and interaction, we ask, have you understood what I'm saying? All students say, yes, yes. Again, we say, if there is any missing gap, please ask me. I'm free to answer. No, sir. Have you understood what I said? Yes, sir. And then, okay. Your class is over. You're leaving the class. All of a sudden, student comes, appears before you and says, sir, what is the purpose of this topic? How would you feel? How do you feel? Because you have delivered your topic. You have repeatedly got them involved or engaged in activities. You have asked for the feedback quite several times. And nobody responds class, or probably you're closing, wrapping up. Right at that moment, student appears before you and says, what is the definition of this and that? Or I did not understand what you said. How would you feel? Of course, you'll feel irritated because you put your all efforts. You do this in the classroom. And then one or two students become different. Why? It means they need more support. They need more encouragement. We forget that most of the time as a teacher, that why doesn't he understand? But interestingly, they really want to understand you. And we miss that part. So it's like the season. Before you became angry, you were so happy in delivering what you were delivering. But the moment someone appears before you asking the same thing, the background gets changed. Now it's irritating feeling. It's the triggering feelings inside you. Right? Now you can use it to your advantage or to your disadvantage. So emotion for a teacher is that. You see, if you look at the word emotion, you already know the word emotion is directly connected to any agitation, disturbance of mind, feeling, passion. So it's a restless state. It's not fixed. It's a restless thing inside you. And I will say emotion has two parts, wonderful thing. It's always an energy in motion. It's always on the move. Etymologically, the word emotion has the meaning for move out, right? And when the energy in motion, you can direct this motion in a negative way or in a positive way. So it's up to us as a teacher how we actually channelize that emotion. That's very important. Now, if you search Webster dictionary, you'll find more than 3,000 words of emotional dictionary. But interestingly, only 1,051 words to describe positive feelings, 2,086 words to describe negative feelings. But precaution, it's not emotion good or bad, it's our attitude and behavior. We have three stages. First, we have the emotion. Second, we start feeling the emotion. And we start feeling the emotion, it has the physical appearance, the physical existence. And before moving on to that, you can take the management of your emotion. That's the beauty of emotional intelligence. And emotions influence our attitude and behavior. And automatically it influences others around us. We always say, emotion is not good or bad. It's how we behave, how we interact with the feeling we have because of that particular emotion. And right at that moment, if you are emotionally intelligent, you take the management of your emotion. You say, hey, I'm feeling angry. I'm feeling boiled up inside me. But I can channelize it somewhere else. Let's listen to the boy, what he is trying to say. Change this because it will be neutral. Aristotle has a wonderful, statement. Anybody can become angry. That is easy. But to be angry with the right person and to the right degree, look at this particular expression, and at the right time and for the right purpose and in the right way. That is not within everybody's power, and it is not easy. That's the challenge of our emotion, right? To the right degree, it may Can you all hear me again? I'm sorry. It's because of the technology. Sometimes we have to face this.
Now we can hear, sir.
Can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Can participants write in the chat box? Okay. Thank you very much. So I was here talking about Aristotle's quotation. Anybody can become angry. That is easy. But to the right degree, right person and right purpose, it's the challenging part. Okay. Now, influence of a teacher. Hence, the historian said, tell where his influence stops. It's unbelievable. You can inspire your students, we can inspire our students to the infinity. It has no boundary. With only few positive words, with the right words, even his negative behavior can be different with your inspiration, right? And it is so true that the influence of a teacher on a student is unstoppable and it has no boundary. Now, the question is, as William Arthur Ward said, the mediocre teacher tells, the good teacher explains, the superior teacher demonstrates, the great teacher only inspires, right? Why would I have to do everything for my students? We can get them involved, we can get them engaged, even if it is simple H2O, water. Make them in and can make sure that, as we all know, emotion is restless. Their emotion be positive, but that restlessness of their emotion should be converted into a good energy, positive energy. Now, if I ask you what emotions are associated with when we teach, so when we teach, what are the emotions that we feel? Can you write a few emotions you feel as part of your teaching? I can write some if you want, like, great, sometimes irritated. I can see one word from excitement. Sometimes frustration. Sometimes happy. Yes, proud. Thank you. Wonderful. One said, yes, proud, yes. And the beauty of teaching lies with the creation, the innovation by our students. Anita Rola, thank you. Happiness, yes. We feel happy. Satisfaction, yes. We feel so satisfied. And that satisfaction brings happiness to our mind. Exactly. Wonderful. Thank you very much. Connected, yes. Thank you very much. Ms. Geeta said, connected. Wonderfully said, yes. We feel connected. There are so many professions we could have joined. But why teaching? If you ask all teachers of the world, why teaching? There are so many. Yes. Rebecca, yes, said, energetic, younger, service, yes. Yes. We feel so happy when you serve our students. Yes. We serve them. We serve humanity. Exactly. Wonderful. Salute to all of you because of your relentless efforts for your students. You leave no stones unturned to make them understand, more empowering to empower them to enrich their life. Excellent. Because knowledge is power when it is applied. And when they get knowledge from us, from you, they get empowered more and more. And when you see that happening, you feel happy, you feel satisfied, you feel so, elated inside you and outside you. Exactly. So true. Thank you. Wonderful. So there are so many emotions associated. I don't know whether you know about, the phases of the emotion. It's Paul Ekman, American psychologist, professor emeritus, University of California. Talks about 6 basic emotions in the 20th century. You can see that. And we all know these. Anger, fear, scare, disgust, happiness, sadness, surprise. He later on, of course, added another one. We call it SMUG, S-M-U-G. Yes, we mold them, understand themselves so that they achieve their, yes, we help them achieve their own dreams. We are the, the salesman of dreams. We sell dreams, right? We are, yes, we are. Thank you. We inspire their dreams. We inspire them in so many ways. Well, another American psychologist, Robert Lutschik, he talks about 8 emotions additionally, like anticipation and trust, along with those 6 emotions by Paul Ekman. And these are so true. They exist. Of course, there's a precaution about the culture and the language, the demographic issues. From one culture to another, there could be the variation of these words and expression. But that is understandable with different other skills. Now, you already know what is emotional intelligence. Can anyone tell me what emotional intelligence is in one sentence? Because you had the theoretical idea, the basics. I'd like to listen to your version. What is your understanding about emotional intelligence. You know, there is a difference between being emotional and being emotionally intelligent. These two things are two different issues, right? So can anyone, if you have already attended this program, the other programs, so what is emotional intelligence? It's remember, it's a learned ability to perceive, understand, express, and control emotions rightly, accurately. Yes, it's balancing head and heart. Wonderful. It's the 2H. Yes. Ability to understand others, manage emotions of ourselves and others. Yes, it's all about human beings. So emotions are the driving forces. Yes, yes. Excellent. Thank you.
Ability to identifying our own feeling and those of others.
I'm sorry. Someone said, Sati Narayan, how you respond instead of reacting. Yes, I'm going to talk about it, right? So you already know the creators of emotional intelligence is starting from John Mayer, Peter Salovey, Daniel Goleman. They actually modernize the concept of emotional intelligence. Of course, Daniel Goleman is widely discussed because he came up with the theoretical part of emotional intelligence and so many researches and so many information. Of course, right now John Mayer and Peter Salovey running Yale Center for Emotional Intelligence, and Daniel Goleman is still continuing with his mission of making people aware of emotional intelligence. Right. So I'll get back to that question, whether responding or reacting. Yes, I'm coming back to that. Ability to understand one's own emotions as well as others. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Yes, this is what you have already said. It's the, two brains making us confused and misleading us sometimes. Yes. So we have the amygdala, where you have the fearful emotions. We have the neocortex, where we have the logical framework. So balancing emotional intelligence never says that you have to go with only logic. You have to go with only, amygdala. But you can balance it. As I said, there is, no such thing as good emotion or bad emotion. As long as you feel emotions, those 8 emotions or 9 emotions or 10 emotions or probably 1,000 emotions, it doesn't matter. As long as you have that emotion at your feeling stage, that's okay. But before you express, before you put that emotion and feelings into your behavior, emotional intelligence comes to you and say, hey, look, consider the situation, consider the person, consider the context, and based on which, if you are not intelligent, you are in trouble, you'll make it worse. And if you do not make it like this, you have different consequences. So as genetically, as in our DNA, these fearful emotions exist in the emotional brain. And interestingly, the first message, our message first goes to limbic system, emotional brain. And okay, interesting question I'm having. I'll get back to you. I'm keeping it listed right at the moment. Right now I'm dealing with responding instead of reacting. Of course, I'll deal with Dr. M. A. Parvin Banu, how to overcome EI of colleagues. Okay. Actually, you have to change others. You change yourself, surroundings, and other people change automatically. As long as you have your principle-centric life, then you don't have to worry about other people. We say, actually, my attitude is my behavior, and my behavior is your attitude, and ultimately your behavior. So is your behavior mirroring on somebody else's? Yes. Is your behavior and attitude, your emotions, influencing, impacting, or affecting other people around you. As long as you are aware of your emotions, as long as you can manage your emotions, you don't have to worry about other people. And you have to learn a bit, a list of skills to deal with your colleagues, your people around you. Okay, we'll talk about that. So that's very simple. Emotional intelligence is the balance between the rational and emotional brain. We never said, emotional intelligence never says you have to be completely emotional, you have to be completely rational. It depends on the context. It depends on the situation. So automatically, you can balance that. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Just bear with me.
Yes, sir.
I think we can continue, Kavita, because most of the participants have given their consent.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. For this session, we still have 10 minutes. This session is not over. I have more to continue. Just
no, sir. No. In the
slides.
break, we were discussing.
Then we
sir,
can take a break. I'm sorry for the interruption.
Sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Sure, sir.
Okay. Sure.
Thank you, sir.
So let me finish this part. Okay. And already based on Daniel Goleman, you already know the 5 components: knowing your emotion, managing your emotion, recognizing the emotion of others, managing the emotions of others, and ultimately motivate yourself. It is a bit complicated. It's very difficult to remember. So I came up with, thank you very much. Thank you. I came up with a solution. These 5 are very important for each individual to understand and practice and act out as an emotionally intelligent person. But we need fresh memory. We need a tool to remember those. That's why I have developed, I think you'll love it. It's called 5S tool of emotional intelligence. There are 2 parts. One takes care of the personal competence, that is self-awareness and self-management. The other part is called social competence, that takes care of social awareness and social skills. And for each of these components, you really need motivation. And whose motivation is that? It's your motivation. It's my motivation. That's called, I'm ready to be aware of my all emotions. If I'm self-motivated, I can manage things. I can manage my emotions well. If I am motivated, I can go for social awareness. I can take care of other people's emotion, right? If I am motivated, I learn as many social skills as I need to become one of the best emotional intelligent persons on earth. That's, if you look at each of these words, you see it starts with S. S for self-awareness, S for self-management, S for awareness, S for social skills, S for self-motivation. So if you remember 5S, my friends, we can remember the whole operation, the whole gamut of emotional intelligence. We have to just check with the system. Am I aware of my emotion? You're taking care of self-awareness. Do I know my goal in life? Do I know my aim in life? Do I know what I'm doing? It's the awareness thing. Am I too bad when I talk? Am I irritating for other people? Do I become very angry from, frequently? Should I take care of my, anger part? Or I'm always too much happy, right? So these are the, self-awareness questions. And how to manage them? Do I go for meditation to take control of my life? Do I maintain my physical size? Do I change my negative thought? Yes. How I can make myself aware of other people's emotion, right? What are the social skills I need to improve my emotional intelligence? So you remember this 5S, you can remember the whole gamut of emotional intelligence. There is a question, can you improve our emotional intelligence? As an academicians, you all know, yes, we can. And if you remember Bloom's taxonomy as part of our pedagogical learning, and that is what brings the change. Yes, we can. We can improve our EI through the knowledge that you are having right now. You are probably searching Google, YouTube, or probably collecting many ebooks to understand better, more about emotional intelligence with knowledge and with the right skills. Of course, first thing first, you must have your attitude. If you do not have the right attitude, you cannot learn anything. Forget about emotional intelligence. So you need the right attitude. You should have the openness of your mind. You should, because we are teachers. We are teachers. All professions are created by teachers. Salute to you. We create other professions. We are the creators of other professions because we teach. We are teachers. Our value is multi-billion dollars. Nobody can pay us. They can pay us for our livelihood, not for the resources we share, not for the resources we empower them with, not for the resources we enrich them with our resources, right? It's invaluable, so precious. So we need the right attitude. We should have the openness to understand, go deeper into it. We can, because nobody can do it. That's why we're teachers, right? So Bloom's taxonomy said that. And later on, in a book called Applied EI by Sparrow and Knight 2006, they made it called cash model. That is called competence. When you talk about ask model, is the competence, but when you add K and make it cash to remember, because we all know we have the weakness for this particular word, cash, but with the spelling K, it means you convert it into your habit. You learn, you develop your skills with the right attitude, the right knowledge, but you make it habit. That's why Aristotle said, is the repeated action that actually makes us the word excellent. Excellence is nothing but repetition of our habit. We do it again and again, again and again, and we become the best. We say, this is excellent, but this is the tip of the iceberg. It never happened in the twinkling of an eye, as Rome was not built in a day. It took time. It did. So yes, we can improve our EI, and we can be emotionally intelligent teachers, because around the globe, with corporate, with statesmanship, with leadership, everywhere, the whole world is looking for the person who can understand his or her emotions inside the most powerful feeling system, and also with right empathy, the emotions of other people. And when you can bridge that, you are the most emotionally intelligent person. So with this information, I'd like to conclude. Thank you for your patience. I think I could finish right on time. I can, still we have 3 or 4 minutes. If you'd like to have some more questions based on what I have covered, we can, talk to each other. Thank you so much. Many people said excellent. Thank you for your response. Please continue. Wonderful session, said Dr. Nanda Kumar. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Surat Nayak, thank you, sir. Said excellent session. Now, if you have any question for 3 or 4 minutes, we can interact, and then thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. If you have questions, you can clarify, because for the next session, I really want your participation, because in the second session, I'm the audience actually. You are the speakers. So if you have any kind of query or interaction, or you think you should clarify, thank you very much. I'm so happy. I'm elated, and thank you very much. So kind of you. So over to Professor Kavita
Yes,
or
sir.
Priyadarshini, who is available. Thank you. So kind of you. My session is
Thank you, sir. It was really a wonderful session.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Actually, I have a doubt, sir. How to
Yes.
overcome my emotions, sir? Because I feel like I'm an empathetical person. I think that okay, I can understand other emotions. Okay, I can
Okay.
understand. Okay, I put myself in their shoes, and I used to think, okay, this type of person, they are like a little bit sad, or they are anxious. I can understand their feelings, but I don't know how to control my emotions. If I feel,
Uh-huh.
if suppose anyone touches my base, then I'll get burst. So I don't know how to control my emotion at that particular time. So what if I if what could have been done so that I could have avoided all those so sarcastic problems and also I just want to know what I should do,
Okay.
sir.
This is a very common issue with everyone. Even I had this problem 5 years back.
Okay.
Um, that's a very simple thing. It is the missing link of self-awareness. The more aware you are about your emotions, the better you can manage your emotions. Most of the time we say, yes, I am aware. I understand when I get angry, when I get frustrated, when I feel sad. Do do you really understand that? No, something is missing. So the best way to work it out is, which I actually developed. I write 8 emotions in one column, and I write in another column how I feel, when it comes to my feeling stage. As I said, there are 3 stages. Stage 1, stimulus, something that actually makes you feel that emotion, number 1. Then it remains in the feeling level. It's okay. Something that triggers your emotion, it's okay. Probably you see something, you become angry, and it appears before you, it's okay. You feel angry, it's okay. But the next stage is the expression, right? The delivery of what you're feeling. That is where you have to work hard. And because of that, you can make a list of these 8 emotions I talked about, starting from happiness, sad. And in another column, you write, how do I feel like that? Yes, when I'm angry, how do I feel? I mean, how does it touch my feeling? And then in third column, you write how I manage that. For example, when I become too angry, I break glasses, plates. That's too bad. I should change it. And with this journal for 90 days, it's proven, if you can
Okay,
do
sir.
that for 90 days, gradually you will be aware of your each emotion. Gradually you will be aware of how feelings try to mislead you. Gradually you will feel how to manage each emotion. It will take time. It's very easy to say emotion, it's very easy to say self manage, it's very easy to say self awareness, but it's a long process. It will take time. But let me tell you one thing. It's Dr. Travis Bradbury who said, the writer of this book, Emotional Intelligence 2.1. It's available on the internet.
Okay.
Dr. Yes. He says, the moment you say you are aware of your emotions, or you want to be aware of your emotions, half battle is done. That's the magic of being aware. So your self awareness, the consciousness, or awareness of being self-aware, will do the rest gradually. So
Okay.
it's a long process, but you can do it if you take a kind of you know plan that for the next 90 days I will make the journal of my emotions, feelings, and how I should, what I should manage. If it is badly managed, I will change it. So gradually you will improve. So it will not happen because there are many other factors from your conscious mind, subconscious mind. Probably your past had different understanding about this. So it will gradually, replace things. Of course, you can change it.
Okay, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so
Participants,
much.
do you have any other questions or queries? Please can post or can just ask, sir, so that he'll clarify.
Yes. body language and relationship, emotional relationship. Yes, our body talks. That's very important. By following the role model, it will balance the emotion. Is it correct, sir? Professor Dr. Saeed Rafiq. Sir, it is possible, but actually each person has his own DNA. Uh, but we always consider a model in our life, an icon to follow his or her footsteps. Of course, for example, when I become too angry, I try to remember Mahatma Gandhi or my own prophet, how they would have dealt with this. So, of course, you can go for a role model or icon with the right characteristics of emotional intelligence. Yes, possible. Right now, if I ask you name two statesmen or two, leaders of two countries, you might come up with um, Trudeau from Canada and Jacinda from New Zealand. They are, of course, proven, emotionally intelligent statements. Of course, they're doing fantastic. They have, the use of their head and heart for their people. Yes, you can use the role model with the right emotional intelligence and still in his or her character. Of course, you can do it. Thank you very much, Professor. Yes, over to you, Professor Kobita. And
Yes, sir.
so we can take a break, right, for 5 minutes.
Okay, sir.
We are not closing, but I think I have to close my session. I have to get out, then I have to come back because I have to take the breakout, option.
Okay.
Okay, so you can stop live streaming from the YouTube at the moment.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Then we'll continue. So we'll give a break. We'll join by 12:15, sir, or
5
12:20.
minutes. 5 minutes. Will that be okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay. Thank
So
you
by
very much.
12:15, shall we join by 12:15, sir? Now it is 12:08.
Okay. Yes, yes.
You can check with the other participants also, Kavita.
Yes, yes.
Ma'am. So
Yes.
participants, shall we join by 12:15? Is it okay for you?
If any one of you have any